Brothers and sisters, listen carefully. Because what I'm about to say is not ordinary talk. This message is for the chosen ones, not the popular, not the privileged, not the perfect, but the chosen. They took your photo, not the one captured by a camera, but the one captured by destiny itself. A picture that holds not only your image, but your essence, your potential, your unspoken strength. And they showed it to 9 powerful people, men and women of wisdom, influence, and spiritual sight. Each of them looked at that image, and though they stood in different places, though they came from different lands, they all said the same thing. This one carries something rare. This one is chosen. You see, being chosen is not about perfection. It's about purpose. It's not about how polished you look, but about the fire that burns within you, a fire the world did not give and the world cannot take away. From the moment you took your first breath, heaven marked you. Before you spoke your first word, your name was whispered in divine places. You were designed not by accident, but by intention. Every scar, every setback, every silence was part of the crafting of your strength. The 9 powerful people represent the witnesses of destiny. The confirmation that even when you doubt yourself, something greater sees what you carry. They saw the warrior in you when all you saw was weakness. They saw the survivor in you when you were still bleeding. They saw the leader in you when you were standing alone. And they all said the same thing, because the truth about you is not up for debate. It is sealed in heaven and reflected on earth. When heaven selects you, no human vote can overrule that decision. You are not waiting to be chosen. You have already been chosen. The delay you feel is not denial. It is preparation. The path of the chosen is never smooth. It is carved through resistance, misunderstanding, and fire. But every storm that came to destroy you was actually training you to stand stronger. Every rejection that broke your heart was redirecting you toward your true calling. Every time you felt unseen, the heavens were watching, recording your endurance, your faith, your tears. You are the proof that divine timing is real. There are seasons when the world overlooks you, but those seasons are sacred. They are the moments when your roots go deep, when your soul learns stillness before greatness. When your photo was shown, those 9 people didn't see your current state. They saw your destiny in motion. They recognized something eternal about you. They didn't see a struggler. They saw a chosen one in process. Do not be discouraged when people fail to recognize your worth. Sometimes God hides your glory until it is mature enough to be revealed. The caterpillar is not hidden because it is unworthy, but because transformation demands privacy. So if you are in the shadows, remember light is forming you for the stage that was always yours. Chosen ones are not made in comfort. They are forged in the unseen places where character is tested. You may not look like what you are becoming, but you are becoming exactly what you were born to be. Heaven's fingerprint is on your soul, and that cannot be erased. The same God who began your story is the author of its ending, and He does not write failures. So when the world doubts you, when your own voice trembles, remember those 9 who saw what others couldn't. Their agreement was not about your face, it was about your calling. They all said the same thing, because truth echoes, purpose repeats, and destiny always finds confirmation. You are the chosen one. Walk in that certainty. Carry it in your posture, your speech, your decisions. Do not shrink for those who cannot see your size. Stand firm, speak truth, love deeply, and move with conviction. The photo has already been shown, the confirmation already spoken, and the verdict already sealed. You are chosen. Not someday, not if you prove yourself, but right now as you are. There comes a moment in life when heaven itself begins to speak through the mouths of others. You may not hear it directly, but the message will travel through unexpected vessels, through signs, through confirmations you didn't ask for. And this is that moment when your essence, your unseen story, was shown before 9 powerful people. They were not gathered by chance. They were guided by the unseen hand that has been shaping your destiny since before your birth. And when they saw you, truly saw you, their eyes widened, their spirits stirred, and they all said the same thing. This one carries a mark. This one is chosen. Being chosen does not always look like glory. Sometimes it looks like struggle. Sometimes it feels like isolation, where no one understands what burns within you. Sometimes it means carrying weights others will never feel and fighting battles others cannot see. But that is the cost of the calling. Because the greater the anointing, the heavier the assignment. You were never meant to walk the easy road. You were designed to walk the divine one. That is why you have endured what others could not, survived what others thought would destroy you, and risen again from ashes no one believed could breathe life again. Those 9 powerful people didn't all see the same image. They saw the same truth. They saw your resilience, your grace under pressure, your quiet strength. They saw that behind your humble posture hides the authority of someone heaven has endorsed. The world sees your struggle, but the spiritual realm sees your significance. Every hardship you faced has been shaping you for leadership. Every disappointment has been stretching your faith. Every delay has been teaching you the rhythm of divine timing. And when heaven recognizes readiness, it reveals you to the right people at the right time. Just like it did when your photo was shown. It is not coincidence that 9 saw you and spoke in one voice. 9 is the number of completion, the symbol of divine fulfillment. It means your preparation is nearing its purpose. You have been in the shadows long enough, learning lessons the spotlight could never teach. You've been hidden not because you are forgotten, but because heaven has been protecting your oil from contamination. God does not reveal precious things until the time of unveiling, and your unveiling is close. The chosen ones are not identified by applause, they are known by endurance. You have been walking through fire, but not to be burned, to be purified. You have been misunderstood, but not rejected, refined. You have been delayed, but not denied, developed. Every season of waiting was a layer of wisdom being added to your spirit, preparing you for the weight of what's ahead. For when the chosen one rises, they must not only carry glory, but also carry grace, humility, and discernment. That is what those 9 saw in you, not just potential, but readiness. So now, stand tall in your identity. You do not need to chase validation. You are already confirmed by heaven's counsel. The same voice that called light out of darkness has spoken over your life, and what he has declared, no man can reverse. The recognition of 9 was only an echo of what God had already decreed. Your name has been written in places human hands cannot erase. You are not waiting for approval, you are walking in divine affirmation. And so, as this keynote closes, let these words take root in your heart. You are chosen not because of your perfection, but because of your purpose. You are not blessed because life is easy, but because your destiny is eternal. The world will soon see what those 9 already saw, the glow of one who carries divine favor, the calm of one who walks with heaven's authority, and the fire of one who knows who they are. You are the chosen one, and the time has come for the world to see what heaven has always known. Would you like me to continue with the third keynote in the same poetic, spiritual tone? Or would you prefer the next one to have a stronger sermonic energy, like a preacher addressing a live audience? There comes a time when the silence around your life begins to make sense. For years, you have walked through questions, through dark nights, through moments where you asked, why me? And now the answer begins to unfold. Because heaven was preparing you for this revelation. When your photo was shown to 9 powerful people, something divine was confirmed. They did not see your face. They saw your calling. They saw the traces of heaven written across your story. They saw the hand of God on you, even when you could not see it yourself. And with one voice, united by the Spirit, they all said the same thing. This one has been set apart. To be chosen is to be misunderstood. People around you might see you through the lens of your current struggle. But heaven looks at you through the eyes of your future glory. You are walking in the early chapters of a story that ends in victory. And sometimes the pain of the chosen is not in the battle itself, but in the waiting for others to see what God already revealed about you, waiting for your purpose to catch up to your preparation. But even in the waiting, heaven is at work. The silence of God is not absence, it is strategy. He hides his chosen ones until the appointed time, because exposure too early can destroy what maturity later will sustain. Those 9 powerful people saw what most overlook, the evidence of divine favor that hides behind your scars. The world might call them wounds, but heaven calls them signatures of survival. Every tear that fell was counted, every sleepless night was recorded, every heartbreak, every disappointment, every unanswered prayer was shaping something stronger in you. You thought you were breaking, but in truth, you were being built. Every storm that tried to drown you was only baptizing you deeper into your destiny. And when your photo was shown, they did not see someone lost. They saw someone found. Found by purpose, found by grace, found by a love that refuses to let go. Each of the 9 looked beyond what the natural eye could see and recognized something timeless about you. A spirit that refuses to bow, a faith that refuses to die. They saw that you were not just surviving life, you were transforming through it. And that transformation is what separates the chosen from the crowd. You have been chosen not to be admired, but to make impact. Chosen not for comfort, but for calling. The weight you carry is heavy, because what you are meant to lift is greater than most can imagine. Do not curse your struggle. It is the gymnasium of your soul. Every resistance builds your strength for what's next. There is oil being pressed out of your pain, and that oil is your anointing. The greater the pressure, the purer the oil. That is why your path has been intense, because heaven is producing something eternal within you. The agreement of the 9 was heaven's way of telling you, you are seen. You are not forgotten, not abandoned, not disqualified. Every closed door, every lonely season, every quiet prayer has been building toward this unveiling. The world has not seen the full measure of what you carry, but it will. Because when God decides to reveal His chosen, He does it in such a way that no one can deny His hand in it. So lift your head, straighten your crown. You are not behind, you are in divine alignment. The voices of the 9 were echoes of eternity, confirming what was already written about you before time began. You were chosen to rise, to lead, to heal, to speak, to shine. And soon, the same world that overlooked you will witness what those 9 already declared, that there is something extraordinary within you that cannot be hidden any longer. And remember this truth. Being chosen is not about being better, it is about being appointed. You are not picked for privilege but for purpose. You are a vessel of light in a world that desperately needs it. So, go forth with courage, with humility, and with the quiet power of one who knows your photo was not shown by accident. It was heaven's way of announcing that your time is near. You are chosen, and the world will soon know why. There comes a moment in every chosen person's life when silence begins to break, when the fog that surrounded your purpose starts to lift. For a long time, you may have walked through seasons of uncertainty, wondering why things seemed hidden, delayed, or denied. But chosen ones are not revealed too soon. Heaven keeps its treasures covered until the time of unveiling. When your photo was shown to 9 powerful people, it was more than an image, it was a divine announcement. The moment they looked at you, something in their spirit recognized greatness. They all said the same thing, not by coincidence, but by revelation. This one has been prepared, not pampered, because the chosen are never made in comfort. You were shaped in the fire, tested in silence, purified through pain. While others played, you prayed. While others gave up, you pressed forward. While others looked for approval, you learned to walk alone. Every lonely night, every unanswered prayer, every battle that left you questioning your worth was part of heaven's preparation. God was not punishing you, He was perfecting you. He was carving away fear, pride, and doubt until only faith remained. And now that faith has matured into power, the kind of quiet authority that no storm can shake. Those 9 powerful people represent more than individuals. They symbolize recognition from heaven's counsel, confirmation that the time for hiding is coming to an end. You have carried your assignment quietly, faithfully, without applause, but now your season of visibility is approaching. The world cannot deny what heaven has confirmed. When your photo was shown, they didn't see your struggle, they saw your readiness. They didn't see your failures, they saw your formation. You are no longer who you were when you began this journey. Every scar tells a story, and every story carries a message. You have become the message that others need to hear, but with recognition comes responsibility. To be chosen is not to be elevated above others. It is to be entrusted with more love, more patience, and more purpose. The chosen ones are called not to rule over people, but to serve them with wisdom and compassion. You are not chosen because you are flawless. You are chosen because you are faithful. Faithful in the small, faithful in the quiet, faithful in the unseen. That is what the 9 discerned when they saw your image. A life that has been faithful even when no one was watching. And heaven rewards faithfulness with favor. Do not be surprised when your name begins to surface in places you've never stepped into. The spiritual world has already introduced you. What was whispered in secret is about to be spoken in public. Doors you didn't knock on will begin to open, not because of who you know, but because of who knows you. The same God who guided the hands of those 9 to recognize you will guide the hearts of many more to support you. What was once a hidden promise will soon become a visible reality. In this moment, stand firm. Do not let pride corrupt what humility built. Do not let fear silence what faith birthed. Walk into your season with confidence, but also with reverence. The mantle you carry is not light, it is sacred. You have been chosen not to impress the world, but to impact it. The fire that forged you will now fuel others. The wisdom born from your wounds will now heal others. You are not just called, you are commissioned. So, as this keynote closes, remember, when your photo was shown and 9 voices spoke the same words, it was heaven saying, rise. You have passed the tests of waiting, of silence, of rejection. Now begins the test of walking in purpose. You are the chosen one, not by accident, not by chance, but by divine appointment. Step forward without fear, for the same God who called you is the one who will carry you. The time for hiding has ended. The world is about to see what those 9 already knew, that you were never ordinary. You are chosen, and your season of awakening has arrived. There comes a point when being chosen is no longer just about being recognized. It becomes about being released. You have been called, confirmed, and now you are being commissioned. When your photo was shown to 9 powerful people, it was not a display for admiration, it was a signal for activation. They saw in you what heaven had been nurturing all along: the strength to carry light into dark places, the courage to bring hope where there is none, and the humility to serve where others seek to be seen. Each of the 9 looked upon your image and felt the same stirring within their spirit. This one is ready to move. You have spent years in preparation, walking through valleys that others could not survive. You have faced battles that were never public but nearly broke you in private, yet through it all you remained. You prayed when you didn't feel like praying. You believed when there was no reason to believe. You gave when you had little to give. That persistence did not go unnoticed in heaven. The divine eyes that watch over purpose saw your endurance and said, now, the time of hidden molding is shifting into a season of revealed mission. To be chosen is to be trusted with responsibility. It is not a crown of comfort, but a cross of purpose. You were not selected to sit in silence. You were chosen to speak life. You were not called to blend in. You were called to stand apart. The world needs what you carry, not because you are greater than others, but because you were willing when others were afraid. Many are called, but few respond with surrender. And your willingness has opened doors that talent alone could never open. The 9 saw it. The evidence of surrender in your spirit, the echo of obedience in your presence. That is why they all agreed you are chosen not just to be blessed, but to be a blessing. Every chosen one carries a message. Yours is not just in your words, but in your walk. People will learn more from how you live than from what you say. Your gentleness in chaos, your faith under pressure, your peace in uncertainty. These are the sermons written by your life, and those who cross your path will feel it. They will not always understand it, but they will recognize it, because divine light does not compete, it simply reveals. You have been called to reveal hope in a world that has grown weary, to reveal grace in a culture that has forgotten forgiveness, to reveal strength through vulnerability and love through resilience. But remember, every mission comes with opposition. The moment you step into purpose, resistance rises. Do not fear it. The opposition is proof of importance. The enemy does not fight what is not a threat. The storms that come are not there to destroy you, but to display you. They will reveal what you are made of: unshakable faith, unbreakable spirit, unstoppable grace. And when people ask how you endure, you will tell them the truth. Because I was chosen, and I am carried. As this message draws to a close, let your heart be steady. The 9 who saw your image did not merely recognize potential, they witnessed the birth of purpose. You are now walking into the phase where your calling becomes action, where your words become impact, and where your presence shifts atmospheres. Do not shrink from it. You were not prepared for safety, you were prepared for significance. Every season of testing was leading to this moment of trust. Heaven does not choose lightly, and you were not chosen in error. So rise with grace, speak with conviction, walk with humility, and above all, love deeply. You are not just called to change your life, you are called to change lives. Your photo has already been seen, your destiny has already been confirmed. Now let your purpose be revealed to the world, for this is your time, and this is your mission. The world awaits the sound of your obedience. You are chosen not for comfort, but for impact. And heaven smiles, knowing that you will fulfill what you are created to do. Every chosen one must pass through a season of battle. Before the crown comes the conflict. Before the rising comes the refining. You see, being chosen does not mean being spared from struggle. It means being strengthened through it. When your photo was shown to 9 powerful people, and they all spoke the same words, this one carries something divine. They were not only acknowledging your calling, they were foreseeing your warfare, because every chosen life attracts both recognition and resistance. Light cannot enter darkness without causing disturbance, and you, my friend, are light. The storms you faced were not random. They were divine classrooms designed to teach you what comfort never could. Pain became your teacher, isolation became your training ground, and opposition became your sharpening tool. Every tear you cried watered the seeds of your future. Every heartbreak humbled your pride. Every rejection forced you to lean not on man, but on God. Those who carry destiny must first learn to carry endurance. Heaven does not trust power to those who have not been proven. That is why the battle has been so long and the night so heavy, because the calling over your life is greater than the average soul can bear. The 9 who looked upon your image didn't just see favor, they saw fire. They recognized that you had been through storms yet still stood. They saw scars that glowed with grace, not shame. They saw a spirit that had been tested and did not break. You were forged in a furnace most people would not survive, but instead of turning to ash, you turned into gold. This is the mystery of the chosen. They are built through what was meant to bury them. When others see defeat, heaven sees development. Sometimes the greatest evidence of divine selection is not what you have, but what you've survived. The chosen ones are not fragile, they are refined. You have walked through betrayal and still chosen forgiveness. You have faced loss and still chosen gratitude. You have prayed even when God seemed silent. That is strength the world cannot measure. The warfare you endured was not punishment, it was preparation. Every attack came to make you question who you are, but instead it reminded you of who you belong to. When you are chosen, life will test your roots. Winds will blow, storms will rage, but you will not be uprooted, because your foundation is not built on approval, fame, or luck. It is built on divine assignment. The same storms that break others only bend you, and when they pass, you rise stronger. The world wonders how you keep standing, but those 9 powerful souls knew why, because the hand of heaven is on you. Do not curse your warfare, bless it. The battle proves the value of the vessel. Diamonds are born under pressure, and warriors are shaped in war. Without struggle, there is no strength. Without the wilderness, there is no wisdom. You were never meant to live an easy life. You were meant to live an eternal one, full of purpose, power, and perseverance. The enemy tried to silence you, but your silence only deepened your spirit. He tried to break you, but instead, he broadcasted your strength. And now, as this keynote closes, remember this: when your photo was shown and 9 voices spoke in agreement, they saw not a survivor, but a conqueror. They saw one who had been through fire and came out shining. They saw one whose pain became prophecy, whose tears became testimony. You are the proof that chosen ones cannot be crushed, only crowned. The battle was fierce, but the victory is certain. For every wound you carry, there is wisdom. For every scar, there is a story of grace. So walk forward with your head lifted and your heart steadfast. You are chosen not because life spared you, but because it could not stop you. You have endured the warfare. Now you are ready for the reward. There comes a time when everything that was hidden begins to make sense. Every tear, every loss, every lonely night finds its meaning. You begin to see that nothing in your life was wasted. Every moment was a stroke in the grand painting of your destiny. You were being shaped, refined, and prepared for this very hour. When your photo was shown to 9 powerful people, and they all spoke the same words, "This one is chosen." Heaven was not predicting your future. It was declaring your present. You were chosen before you even knew what that meant. And now that truth is manifesting before your eyes. For years, you carried a silent strength, walking through seasons that felt endless. You questioned your worth, you doubted your direction, but still you kept going. You thought you were walking in circles, but heaven was circling your promise. Every delay was divine timing, every detour was protection, and every setback was a setup for your unveiling. The same God who hid you for a time is now revealing you for a purpose. The waiting season is over. The chosen one is stepping into the light. The 9 who looked at your image did not see what the world sees. They saw what heaven sees. Authority wrapped in humility, courage hidden behind scars, power born from pain. They saw that your story carries more than survival, it carries transformation. You have not only come through the fire, you've learned to carry the flame. The world needs the light that burns within you, a light that no darkness can extinguish. And now, the time has come for that light to shine without fear or apology. You are not chosen to be admired. You are chosen to make impact. The recognition you are stepping into is not about your name being known. It is about God's purpose being shown through your life. The chosen ones are mirrors of divine glory. When people see you, they must see something beyond you. They must see hope, courage, and grace reflected back. That is the true measure of being chosen, not that people praise you, but that they feel heaven near you. Remember, those who are chosen are never ordinary. You were set apart, not because you were better, but because you were willing. You said yes when others hesitated. You trusted when others turned back. You walked in faith even when you saw no evidence. And now heaven is honoring your endurance. The same storms that tried to silence you have become the very winds that will carry your voice to places you never imagined. Your pain has become your platform, and your scars have become your strength. But even in this moment of fulfillment, never forget the heart of your calling. You were not chosen to stand above people, but to stand among them, to heal, to lift, to guide, to love. The higher you rise, the deeper your humility must grow. The greater the anointing, the greater the service. Power without compassion is empty, and influence without integrity is hollow. The world has enough noise. What it needs now are voices that carry truth, peace, and light. You are one of those voices. And now, as this final keynote comes to a close, hear this clearly: the prophecy is complete. What was whispered in secret has now been spoken aloud. What was seen by 9 powerful witnesses has been confirmed by heaven itself. You are no longer preparing, you are walking in purpose. You are no longer waiting for permission. You have divine authority. Every door that needs to open will open. Every connection you require will appear. Every obstacle will bow before your obedience. So walk boldly, chosen one. Carry your crown with humility and your purpose with passion. The world will soon realize what those 9 already knew, that you were never ordinary, never accidental, never forgotten. You are chosen, appointed, and anointed for such a time as this. Your story is not ending, it is beginning anew, brighter than ever. Step forward, fulfill what was written. The photo has been shown, the verdict has been spoken, and heaven has declared you are the one.